Turn it up.
And we are back.
We are back in Alabama.
Boy, we're just shuffling people in, shuffling people out. This is kind of like a.
I know. Raise your hand if you're not on the Real Estate Rat Pack show today.
Hey, we do have an action-packed group today, and so we have one of our great sponsors is Capital Title, and they've always found great agents for us, and brought them in. So Vivian Walpole is here today for her first time. So welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you.
And so what I want you to do, I want you to introduce your guest, and then we're going to work on the guest and work her over a little bit.
Wonderful. I have one of my very special dear friends, Christina Boston, here, and she is a realtor out in the Cypress area. And I just want to say thank you, Christina, for being my guest and being on the show today.
Well, we're real happy to have Christina, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So talk a little bit about, you got into real estate and when you got into real estate and how you got here and all those stories. We want to hear everything about you.
Okay. Oh, everything. All right. I'm Christina Boston. I'm an independent broker, Boston Real Estate Group. I got in the business over a decade ago in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I'm a native Houstonian, so I came back as soon as I could. I've had my own company now. This is going into my third year. I've been very, very pleased. It's been really nice being on my own and control of my own destiny. I've got a small group of agents that I trust emphatically, and I appreciate that, of course. But no, it's been wonderful. I was lucky enough to be one of the recipients of the top 20 under 40 rising stars in real estate.
Talk a little bit about that, because I don't know. We've had some of the 20 under 40 on here in the past. Yeah. And, of course, it's almost like a rite of passage. If you get 20 under 40, you get to be on the Rat Pack show at the same time.
Lucky me. I appreciate me. It's nice being here.
Talk a little bit what that is.
Well, it's an award. I know that it's partially based on production and then obviously what you do for the community. Like I said, I've been doing this. This is my third year in my business, and I focus a lot of my marketing and things like that. I like giving back to the community. Being a native Houstonian, it's very important to me to give back. I also grew up in the Cypress area, which is the main focus of a lot of my business. I live in Bridgeland. I'm your Bridgeland broker.
I like that.
Thank you.
Alliteration. Yes.
Thank you so much. And so, it's really important to me to give back to the people who helped me get to where I am today. So I think that's part of a lot of it. I show up. I try to show up as much as I can.
90% of life is showing up.
That's
right.
right.
Smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy.
I digress. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit. We've not actually had someone from Cypress on in a while. Tell me what's happening in the market, because it's a little bit different market this year.
It is a little bit different. October, we kind of had like a, whoa, where'd everybody go kind of a situation. And then now, things have definitely been picking up. It's been hot and heavy, ever since Super Bowl. That usually is when things start picking up again, and they have. But, it's still a little bit slower in the larger homes, but there's a lot of buyers out there. We need more listings still.
We are Christina short on listings. We're about a 4.5 month supply, which is better than the year before, which had 4.6 homes, months of home.
Right.
Was it 2.46?
Something like that. Yeah. 2.46. Well, I've got to analyze those MLS stats every month.
You're not that precise when you're flying, huh? You got it down to
we'll get to Steve in a minute, but if he's not that precise when he's flying, we may not be flying.
Come to heading 2.4 something, doesn't matter.
But I meant to land in London, but I missed.
That was 4.7. My bad.
Anyway, what we've seen is that the upper end seems to be slowing down quite a bit, and then those homes, the sweet spot, still probably run 2 to 5.
Yeah.
And then you get around that 700 range. We're starting to see a slowdown. Is that what you're seeing there as well?
Definitely. And like we were talking about earlier, even in the first-time home buyer market, and people are more picky. We're balancing out, like you just said. Things are getting a little bit better for the buyers, a little bit less for the sellers. I found that a good education for both parties is really important right now, because if you're a seller and you've been reading anything in the papers, you're like, where are my 10 offers? How's this going to happen? And so it's really important to set people up and let them understand exactly where we're at right now. We're not exactly where we were, but we're still going on those numbers from where we were. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's like, my house has been on the market 2 hours. Where's my 6 contracts? What's wrong?
Exactly.
And what I say typically is we're moving into a normal market.
Right.
and we've been in a hypermarket, which is not that good for all parties.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of times that houses were offered more than they were asking, and they've said, "Wow, that's great," and then it didn't appraise, so it didn't close. I mean, so there's a lot of issues that come up with that kind of hypermarket, and it ended up almost looking like California and Florida and Nevada, where you get in a bubble.
Right.
But fortunately, we've never been put in that position, and it does always seem to kind of level out to a point that that it's going to be good for both buyers and sellers. So,
Right.
and that's where we are right now, I think.
I think so. I think the home builders are starting to feel it a little bit. We had some layoffs yesterday that I heard about, and so.
Share that. I hadn't heard about all those.
Well, I mean, I don't know how top secret this is, but I don't work for the company, so I know that there's no confidentiality.
Sit by me.
Yeah. I mean, I know, one of the big players in Cyprus, Darling Homes, they had a huge layoff yesterday. 20 people, I think. I mean, for them, that's pretty big. So a lot of the big timers, a lot of the old schoolers are, the home builders are starting to feel it again. They were building a lot and things started slowing down. And so now but it's good for these buyers because we're getting really, really good deals for new homes right now. Really good deals.
You can always tell when the market starts changing with home builders when you start seeing the bonus to selling agents.
Ooh, it's a wonderful thing.
Buy the solid and get the house for free.
Yeah. I no kidding. I had a home builder. I got them to build a pergola.
Yeah.
I want you to build a pergola for free. Okay. Done. I haven't had that happen in,
it's been a
3
while.
years.
It's 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that always happens when there's inventory exceeds the demand.
Right.
And so we're not seeing that in all areas, but I know there were certain areas where they've been very active. And of course, there's a lot of new stuff coming online. You get up around that Willis area and Conroe and
Grand Parkway,
everything along Grand Parkway. And of course, that's your market, Grand Parkway. There's going to be
it's a game changer. Grand Parkway is a game changer, in my opinion. I mean, it's been so. I mean, I got from Katy to the Woodlands in less than 20 minutes last week. That's a big deal.
Is it still free?
No, of course not. It costs $1,000.
That's why they call it the Grand Parkway.
Right, but
it's all making sense now.
I'll be here.
We're going to call Ed Emmett later on. Just saying. He did agree to come on the show, so we'll probably have a talk with him about the Harris County tax roll. Was it Harris County Toll Road Authority? Hectra. Yeah, I get a little statement from them every couple of weeks.
Yep.
They said, "Thank you very much for your payment."
I don't like the whole itemization thing. They tell you exactly what toll booth you went through at what time, north or southbound.
Now they're
on you.
Now they're taking your picture. Have you ever noticed? Their
picture.
Got all those. They get this big flash, which was on like.
I'm an open book. My life is on Facebook, so. And now I went and put a vanity plate in my car. Duh. What was I thinking?
WCR guy. Not everybody knows that Tim O'Neill is WCR guy, but we know.
Yes, you do.
We all know, so like that. So talk a little bit about the life. We've always talked about that people don't buy homes; they buy lifestyles.
Right.
So tell me what the lifestyle looks like going out to Cyprus.
Well,
besides sitting on 290 for.
Well, I live in Bridgeland, so I think if
290.
you're going to talk about the lifestyle communities, that's probably one of the quintessential ones. It's we have a very active people that are moving in. One of the things that I sponsor, I said I put money into the community, is a run club in Bridgeland, USA Fit Cyprus. I'm one of their sponsors of that group, and I've also been a member of their group. And every year our membership grows. We've got, triathlons in all these communities now. That never happened. I mean, I grew up in Houston and Cyprus, so we didn't used to have triathlons hosted by every community. We have people competing for races now. That's unheard of. So
pizza, beer, and wings, is that what we're talking about?
That's a triathlon,
That's part of it. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I'm going to make sure I'm tracking here.
That's the trifecta. Yeah, not the triathlon. Right.
If pizza's on the menu, Tim will be there.
Me too. I'm Italian. I love a pizza.
I could crush a triathlon.
But it's very active. Look at the new boardwalk in Town Lake. It is amazing. They're really trying to focus on. We have so many people that have come from up north, and it's just nothing's walkable anymore. But they're really trying to focus on those outdoor spaces, those places that people can go and be together. Look at all these restaurants that are now opening up where basically you have picnic benches outside and you sit outside and let the kids play, and they are highly successful. Yeah. Everybody wants to be outside. People are active. It's definitely a great change. But I think it's, especially up in the suburbs, I think that's what people spend so much time in their car. You got to burn that energy off sometime.
Yeah, you see that. I don't think there's plans really to build anymore like these regional malls like we used to have.
No,
it's all this outdoor
they're,
shopping.
that's gone.
The
thing.
boardwalk
I don't think they'll put up
concept.
a mall.
We look at City Center right there,
Yeah.
at the Beltway and 10. I mean, that's a major success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would think in Houston it'd be too hot, but it's not. Those places are bustling all the time.
Well, it is
Absolutely.
too hot, but we've just kind of getting accustomed.
You get
You
used
go
to
from one
it.
air conditioned
Just adapt.
place to another air conditioned
Right.
place.
Cold
that-
drinks.
I carry a parasol myself.
Yeah. I've been meaning to
I'm
talk with
a
you
very
about that,
delicate
by the way.
flower.
Yes, a man that's secure in his masculinity. Yeah, stop it. People are talking, and you're part of the group.
So what'd you do before you were a fabulously successful realtor?
Oh, I've done a lot of things. I've always been a hustler, and that's part of what I think makes me successful in this business. But I worked in advertising. I have a mass communication degree, so I worked in advertising for many years. And then when I came down here, and then that's when I started my real estate career. When things got a little low, I started working in land development and acquisition for home builders. That's been huge for me. And so, I have a wheel well wounded.
Oh, well ended.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elmer.
Somebody else here who's read your Marshall McLuhan's The Medium is the Message then, right? That's one of the foundational books in that subject of marketing and mass marketing. And
Yes.
So
Now, are you keeping up with all the acquisitions? Because there's been still quite a few going on.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I try to. Yeah, in fact, you were talking about the mixed use. That's one of the things that we were heavy focusing on back when, because one of the companies I used to work for was David Weekley, and that was I was in their land development department, and that was one of the big focuses was mixed use all over the country, and so it's coming.
Well, out in that Lake Houston, I guess they call it the West Lake Houston area now. They're
Just
not
Lake
calling it
Houston.
it's just Lake Houston.
Right.
But
No more
anyway,
Humboldt, Atascocita,
you've got the
Kingwood.
McCord development coming online. You've got the one that Johnson Corp did close to the Conroe, and you've got, of course, the Hughes Corporation
Yep.
did something that's kind of close to the Woodland.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's all big stuff. These are
Big.
2,000
the Grand
acre-
Parkway segment at 259 will be opening here, I guess, in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming right along.
It's
But
gonna.
then you'd be talking about going from 59 north in Porter all the way down around to Katy in 40 minutes or something. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, have you traversed the 99 from like 290?
I have, yeah. Actually, it comes right to the Gosling exit runs right into the Woodlands, which is very near my home. But you can't use it yet because they're tearing Gosling up and widening Gosling. So the Grand Parkway is there, and we know it's there in theory, but you can't get there because Gosling is a mess. Gosling is 290 squared right now.
They're just teasing us, aren't they?
Yeah, it's there, but good luck.
Yeah. Well, they're still doing a lot of work along 290.
And all
so-
those areas for the last 10 years have had great big, hand-painted signs stop the Grand Parkway.
Right.
And they didn't stop it, apparently.
No, it's really hard to do that,
Yeah. Progress.
especially with hand painted signs. You
Yeah.
usually need a little bit more bigger
Yeah,
pockets
I
than
don't know.
that.
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
gonna,
I don't
yeah.
think it's very well
Christine,
funded.
didn't read the
we're
book.
kind of coming up
I did.
against a break here. So, Christine, how can we get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, Boston Real Estate Group LLC. You can find me online. Facebook's usually the best way. Boston Real Estate Group LLC, and of course.
You can give out your cell phone if you want to.
Oh yeah, okay, right
Whatever
now.
you want.
Yeah, call me. Just kidding. You can Boston RE Group at Outlook.com is our email.
He was born at night, but not last night.
I'm a native Houstonian. Did I mention that? I am pretty street smart.
Hey, the only one.
Anyway, we're going to take a break now, but we'll be right back.
All right.
When I can't find the words, I just go. I don't like